Good morning. It's pretty early. Well, it's early to be on my bike. I'm not normally on my bike at this time. It's about 7:15, something like that. But I'm looking forward to my bike ride this early. It should be nice. It's a really nice morning. Sky is blue. It's so nice to get out first thing. I love that it's a Sunday as well. I just keep thinking that, well, no, I actually don't just keep thinking, but it did just pop into my mind that like I would be so hungover normally, and here I am out in fresh air getting the better highs, just happy properly, real happiness. Cycling is fun, exercise is just fun, moving your freaking body, any sort of exercise, just it feels good, it feels very good. Meditation. I just meditated again. Very calming. Very calming. I haven't used I'm using the Julie Pyatt or Srimati, her podcast. I must get Headspace. I've heard that's good. So Mr. Vegan Fields tells me. I'm in a mad hurry. Just on my way out, I ate a massive grapefruit and I'm having some orange, and I also have my bowl of porridge, which is actually going to have to come with me in the car because I'm late. Then I will tell you where I'm going in a second. Hello, Mr. Robinson.
Hi, Catherine.
Don't crash the car. We're going to, what is it?
A vegan workshop.
Okay, we're going to like a vegan workshop sort of thing. They do lunch, they're going to have lunch there. So the workshop first, and then we're going to have lunch there.
Yeah.
So, no idea what to expect. I'd say a lot of it's going to be in Portuguese, so I'm probably going to be kind of lost. But it'll be like a bit of a learning experience.
Turn left.
Okay. Ciao, ciao. See you there.
Turn right. Turn right. Then your destination will be on the right.
Right.
I think we're going to shut her up.
Your destination is on the right.
So we're here, and we're going to be cooking, which I did not realise, which is actually pretty cool, because I like cooking. Nettle and apple. What do you make of it?
Yeah, it was interesting taste.
Healthy.
Yeah.
Yes, and yours?
Okay.
Same for the tomatoes we use. Aqui da zona, por exemplo, uma senhora que tem uma horta ali atrás, e utilizamos muito
spray, and I mean it's we do a lot of sports like climbing in the summer and skiing in the winter, but now it's absolutely crappy. You can't do it.
Hello. So we went to this workshop, vegan workshop. We really should have fucking inquired a bit more before we went. It was grand, but I mean the woman who was hosting it, I assumed what it was it was down as vegetarian and vegan cooking workshop. That's kind of what it was. And arrived, and she was like, okay, I want everyone to introduce themselves and say a little bit about why they're here. So we went second, said why we were here and everything, and I was like, I'm a vegan, my husband's a vegan, we're living here in Burgao, saw this thing and we're like, oh my god, there's other vegans or other vegetarians. Turns out the woman who was running it, she wasn't even a vegetarian, not even a vegetarian. She said she was a vegetarian, but she found it quite strict, and she found that, she'd go to somebody's house or go to a friend's house and they would have meat, or if they would have cooked some dish that would have had meat in it, so she just didn't want to be she didn't want to restrict herself, and she just wanted to, you know, enjoy life by eating carcasses, as you do. They were nice. Like, there was one girl there, and she'd just gone vegetarian, and it was nice to chat to her. She was young, like, she was probably early 20s. And I obviously told her about, you know, YouTube, and like how that there's like a big YouTube community, big vegan YouTube community. So like that was worth it for that alone. It was worth it for that. But like the food was gas. Like the first thing they gave us was this like nettle soup or a nettle drink with a flour in it. And it just tasted like blended up grass with a flour on top. And then for the main, it was a lunch, like for the main, then it was courgette with grated sweet potato inside it. There was supposed to be egg and cheese, but like we made our one obviously without egg and cheese. But it was just courgette with a lot of oil and a little bit of sweet potato. Poor Dan was starving. And and a beetroot salad, which like the stuff, it wasn't that it wasn't nice, it was just like, I don't know, I just felt like if I had gone to it and I was if I was a meat eater and been like, okay, because that's what it was basically. It was really for people who were like interested in vegetarian and vegan cooking, and they'd heard a lot about it. One woman that was there, she's a chef, and people keep asking her for vegetarian cooking, so vegetarian food. So she went, like, you know, to kind of just like learn a bit more. But like I feel like she learned what? That like some people eat carcasses and other people eat flowers. Like, how is that the options? Like, I don't want to eat a fucking flower. Can I just eat vegetables and potatoes and rice and pasta and like food, like actual food that grows out of the ground? You know, there's no like yeah, I don't know what I was expecting. I just really wanted to talk to somebody who was a vegan. You know, someone who was just like on the same wavelength, who just got it, who just like understood. But nah. Do you think that would fucking happen? Of course it wouldn't. So, anyway, we did it. Hopefully it'll get better. I should be running this myself here in the sports centre. That's it really, like, you know, I'm just fucking, I need to do something like that. So anyway, I'm cooking dinner now, because Dan and I need a lot of carbs in our life, because we're fucking starving. So Dan is having, can you see this? Like a bean burrito is what I'm going to make him. I've got the wraps here. He's not ready for his dinner yet though, so I think I'm actually going to eat without him. I've got the dog's food here, cooking like pasta with carrots and vegetables and plenty of good stuff. They love carrots these days. Really going through a carrot phase, so I've given them loads of carrots. And I don't blame them actually. Carrots, I don't know, I suppose carrots are always in season here, I don't know, but I've been like, here, there's like organic carrots that we get from this Algarve Gardens lady. They're fucking unreal. So delicious. Those are my potatoes that are just been cooked. So yeah, I'm gonna have potatoes and veg. Shocker. But you know, it's just good, clean, hearty food, but like not a bowl of like green soup. I don't know. Anyway, I don't know. I'm feeling a hell of a lot better right now. I'm starting to feel so tired, so foggy brained. I hadn't eaten properly from like 10 until 10 in the morning, until 5:30, other than some like nettle juice. I was supposed to get lunch there, like I should have known better. Got some nettle juice with flour, as I mentioned, and yeah, a little bit of courgette, some olive oil, some raw beetroot. There was a bit of an orange thrown in there. I understand today why Harley and Freely are fucking geniuses. Like, and I don't mean to be one of these people who just like licks their arses and thinks like the sun shines out their ass, because like, you know, everyone's human. I don't think that they're perfect by any means. I don't think anyone's perfect. But their concept, raw till 4 or carb the fuck up or high carb, low fat, eat as much as you want. That concept is fucking genius, because the biggest problem today with all these women who, like, the women that were there, none of them could stay either vegetarian or vegan, because they were all just eating. They thought that to be a vegan, you had to apply the same rules that you do when you're eating mainstream meat and dairy. And it's a different way of eating. It's a totally different way of eating. You got to get all those rules, all those ideas that you had in your head when you ate meat and dairy, and just fucking throw them out the window. You just eat different. You eat totally different. You have to totally retrain your body, retrain your brain, and go back to the way that we're supposed to eat, and eat the way that your body functions best, really. The way that you digest food the best. Your body will just run better. These women weren't eating enough. They weren't eating enough, and that's why they were craving the eggs, craving the dairy, craving the meat, craving the fish, because they weren't eating enough of the right food. Simple as that. And that's why Carb the Fuck Up works. That's why, high carb. I know people gain weight on this lifestyle. I know a lot of people have gained weight. But I'd love to know what the statistic is of people who have gained weight being high carb, low fat, but have gone back to being, have gained the weight and thought, you know what, I'm going to go back to eating the way I was before. I would argue that, like, nobody does that. Because if you've managed to gain weight eating high carb, low fat, and you've been like the way I was not eating extra fat, I was just eating high carb, low fat, and I gained weight, you'd want to be eating a lot of fucking fruit, and a lot of vegetables, and a lot of potatoes, and a lot of rice, and just a lot of sugar. And your brain will just switch on. You'll be buzzing. Your brain will just function so much better. You'll be sharper than you've ever been. And if you've gained weight, like, you can't not understand the vegan message, and you can't not suddenly see how everything's connected, and how your body you'll feel it. You'll feel your body just like functioning in a way that it never did before. And you'll feel this mental happiness and clarity that you've never felt before. And you'll look at the world differently. The sky will seem bluer, If you've carved the fuck up to the point where you've gained weight, the sky will be fucking blue. So blue. And it's kind of like, have you ever gotten, like, so drunk that you kind of passed out, and then the next day you woke up and you were sober, but you weren't, you weren't really hungover, but you just had this, like, clarity, you felt like you understood everything better. You understood life better. I used to get that. It was the carbs. It was the sugar. It was all the sugar and the carbohydrate that my brain was just like, zing, I run on this stuff. I'm happy now. Biggest problem, I would say, with veganism, people who go back, who try to eat vegan and then fail, it's because they're not eating enough, and they're not eating high carb, low fat, and they're not doing it properly. And they don't know how it feels. They don't know how it feels. Because if you knew how it felt, you wouldn't be able to give this up. You wouldn't. You'd look at it differently. It's as simple as that. But it was, it was an experience. I'm glad I went, even just for that even for learning just that. So always remember, folks, I'll probably be on again because I don't think I'm finished eating. It's because I ate my dinner pretty early today, so I'd say I'll have something again before I go to bed. Yeah, it's only 7:15. Definitely be eating something again in a little while.